What's up YouTube, Capital G here, checking out a brand new amazing hand trap that just got leaked out of the Savage Strike leaks a couple of days ago. This card is already starting to garner comparisons to Maxx. People are saying that this is going to be one of the best hand traps for this era of Yu-Gi-Oh! They're saying it's going to be a staple, it's going to be one of the best side deck cards in the game, and I'm not going to lie, when I really thought about this card and analyzed it, I think that this card is absolutely incredible. So let's go ahead and talk about Illusion Dragon Phantasmi. This is a level 7 Dart Dragon monster, 2400 attack, 1800 defense. You can only use each effect of the first and second effects with this card's name once per turn. So you can use both effects in the same turn. You just can't use the same effect twice in a turn. Effect number 1, if your opponent special summons a Link monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, then draw cards equal to the number of Link monsters your opponent controls plus 1. And if you do, shuffle into your deck cards from your hand equal to the number of Link monsters your opponent controls. Effect number 2, when your opponent's card or effect is activated that targets a monster or monsters you control, this is a quick effect, you can discard one card, negate that activation, and if you do, destroy it. This effect has, or this monster has 2 effects, and I think that they're both absolutely incredible. The first effect is what most people are talking about. That's kind of like the hand trap like effect. At the simplest, I guess simplest value of this effect, it's basically a +1 that gives you a huge body on board. I think a lot of people are probably going to get a little too wrapped up in the fact that you have to shuffle cards back from your hand into your deck, but that's not a problem because this card is always going to be a +1. Just think about it in the simplest terms, right? Let's put it like this. Let's say your opponent goes, I don't know, maybe Hornet Drones into Kagari. You decide to go ahead and summon your Phantasmi. You're going to draw 2 cards because your opponent has 1 Link monster on the field, plus they have, plus you get the +1 draw. So you're getting 2 cards. You're only going to shuffle back 1, which means you basically got 1 card for free, and you get to decide out of all the cards in your hand which card goes back into your deck. This means that you can fix your hand, get rid of maybe a double Brilliant Fusion or a Garnet or basically any dead cards, plus you get to dig deeper into your deck during your opponent's turn, so you can potentially keep cards that are going to disrupt them during your turn, or you can just keep cards that might disrupt them during their turn. That's excellent. And again, you get a big body. It's not just that, but you get a big body that can actually defend itself during their turn, because this card has a level of protection, not just for it but for other monsters on your side of the field as well. Yes, it does come at a discard, but if you get a 1-for-1, you're getting an even exchange, and since this card was a +1, you're really not losing anything anyways. You can basically spend that +1 to negate a card your opponent has, so that's actually pretty nifty as well. Now at this card's height, I think that it can be absolutely game-changing, because if your opponent is trying to pop off with a turn 1, Goki Extra Link, you summon it at the right time. Maybe they have like 3 monsters on board. You draw 4 cards deep into your deck, put back 3 cards that aren't going to be good. You end up drawing something like the Winged Dragon or Spear Mode or Evenly Match, something that's going to completely break the game open, and you basically have won off of 1 hand trap, which puts a monster on board as well. I think that this card could easily be a card that people are running 3 of, especially when we don't have Maxx in the TCG, and we're probably not going to have it. Now obviously this card is matchup dependent because, well, your opponent has to link summon, so you can't play this card against something like, I don't know, True Draco. I would argue you probably can't even play this against Altergeist, because they do link summon some, but they don't link summon enough for this card to have a lot of value. Another important thing to note: your opponent does not have to link summon. I know I just kept saying link summon, but it says if your opponent special summons a link monster. That means that your opponent cannot cheat around this by using things like Monster Reborn, or by using those little annoying Sky Striker Ray effects where she's not technically link summoning, she's using her effect cap G, so ooh, get wrecked. Nope, you get wrecked, because this card can basically out all of that. If your opponent special summons a link monster from the graveyard, Link Karibo and Altergeist, you can still summon this. So honestly, I think that in certain metas, yeah, this could actually be a staple, because I think throwing a big ass 2400 beater that is a +1 draw and can fix your hand and disrupt your opponent during their turn and has a level of protection, that seems pretty good against link decks like Goki and Sky Strikers and potentially Trickstars and any other future archetypes that are going to come out that rely on link summoning. But if the meta is one where we're not link summoning all that much, which I don't really see, then this card might not be that good. But overall, I think that this card is at least going to be one of the best side deck cards for the foreseeable future, especially again in the TCG, because we don't have Maxx C. We don't really have ways of drawing cards during our opponent's turn, but come, Savage Strike, we will. So yeah, this card's amazing, and if it's a secret rare, I definitely can see it being a $50 card because it's really nice. It's a hand trap. It lets you draw during your opponent's turn like Maxx C, has protection, has disruption, and it's a +1. So whatever you guys think of Illusion Dragon Phantasmi, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, turn on that notification bell for daily videos, and check out these other videos I think you'll enjoy.